So it's the daily go get mism show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it is? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is gonna be all right. Tonight, we're talking about when you have to let it go, even though you like it. When you have to let it go, even though you like it. See, this is Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. And we are talking about when you have to let it go, even though you like it. There may be times in your life where you value something, maybe even highly value something, or really like something, or really are attached to something, but you have to get rid of it. You have to let it go. You have to let it fly. You have to release it, even though it might be something that you really want to hold close. All things that are good to us aren't good for us. That's a lesson that we gotta learn, and it hurts and it burns. I say all things that are good to us ain't good for us. That's a lesson that we gotta learn, and it burns. So what you going? What you gonna do? Have you ever been in a situation where you had to let something go, even though you wanted to hold onto that thing tight? Even though you would rather have lost your arm than to let it go? Even though you would have been willing to let your wrist detach from your hand, or should I say, your hand detach from your wrist in order to hold on to something, but you had to let it go. And it's a sign of maturity. And I hate to use the word maturity because, it's so subjective. What might be a mature decision for one person might be a stupid decision for somebody else, or a not very well informed or thought out opinion to somebody else. But in our lives, they're nothing but decisions that we have to make. And sometimes we make the right decisions for ourselves and we feel great about it. And there are times when we make really, really great decisions and we feel bad about it. And this is one of those times where we have to explore that. So, when you have to let it go, even though you like it, what do you know? What do you know about really, really liking something, but really having to let it go? Not having the choice. Or maybe you have the choice to keep it around, but you know that as far as the future goes and as far as what's good for you goes, you're going to have to let it go. You're going to have to let it fly. You're going to have to release it. You're going to have to... It's hard. Now, from the title, you may be thinking I'm talking about a person. And we can be talking about a person. But in our lives, this concept can cover a bunch of things. And we're going to talk about some of those things that it can cover. I've had to let go of things in my life that I really wanted to hold on to. Almost to the point where I'm more used to letting things go than I am to holding on to them. And that's not necessarily a good thing. I'm just telling you my story. I'm sure you have an individual story of your own. And you know of other people's stories. And yours may be similar to those, just like mine is similar to some of the people that I know. Not everybody, but some of the people. But let's start off with when you go on a diet. When you go on a diet, you can't eat the same things that you were eating because those are the things that made you have to go on a diet in the first place. Those might have been the things that packed on 50 pounds to your frame, to your small frame. Now you a thickety, fatty. In the wintertime, a lot of people live in areas that are really cold and they get snowed in and stuff like that. And after you go to the grocery store or the market to get a bunch of food, you lock in and you eating and whatever. And next thing you know, by springtime and summertime come around, you fat. So you may have to go on a diet in order not to offend everybody on the beach when the summertime comes and you going out there to wade in the water. But when you go on a diet, you have to pretty much execute a lifestyle change. And that lifestyle change involves you, or may involve you having to stop eating a lot of the things that you really, really like to eat. Some of those things may even give you pleasure, make you feel like life is worth living. You may have to give up something that you really like pizza. You know, pizza may not sound like the food that really gets a person going, but if you've ever had a favorite pizza joint that serves your favorite kind of pizza in the way that you really like, in a unique way, different from all the pizza places around in your area, and you can't eat that no more because you on this diet and all of that grease, cheese, bread, it's not conducive to you losing weight. It's more conducive to you gaining a bunch of weight. So you might have to let it go. You might have to release it. At least for a good while, you may have to make some adjustments in the way that you do things, to the point where, yeah, even though I really like this pizza, even though I really love pizza, I can't eat it for a while. Even though I really like this alcohol, maybe you turn up every now and then. Weekend comes, you like to go out, have a good time, drink with the fellas or the girls, or socially or whatever. You get it in. You might have to stop doing that. It's very hard to lose weight when you're drinking alcohol. It's virtually impossible. Real shit. Real trap. So, yeah, many of the things that cause you pleasure, even many of the things that you really, really like, you might have to stop doing them because you're going on this diet and you need to lose these pounds. You may need to lose the pounds so you can really start to have fun. You start to put on a lot of weight, and I'm talking about a considerable amount of weight. I'm not talking about, 10 or 20 pounds or whatever, even though that's a good amount of weight also. You may put on 30, 40, 50 pounds. Some people gain 100 pounds over the years. You may have gained that much weight. So your health could really be suffering. So all of the things that got you to this weight may be the things that you felt like were keeping you from being sad, from feeling lonely. Some people eat because they're bored. They eat because they're bored. They eat because they're lonely. They eat because they're depressed, and they eat that food. It makes them feel good. Good. And next thing you know, you fat as a house. Here you are, you big tub of lard. Now you got to go on this diet. So where you weren't walking before, you weren't running before, you weren't very mobile, you drove everywhere you went, and most of those places were to grocery stores and restaurants and stuff like that. Now you got to scale back. You have to make a plan. And going on a diet when you really don't want to go on a diet is no fun. It's no fun. Eating, drinking, having fun, doing whatever you want to do, relaxing. Those are the fun things. And you might have to let those things go, at least for a minute. For a minute, you might have to say, nah, ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, homie. So even though you like eating a lot, drinking, maybe even smoking, you smoke weed and you're not an experienced smoker, it may make you hungry. You know how when you first start smoking weed and it give you the munchies and all of that, you be laughing and giggling and all of that. It don't do that later on down the line. It's not as fun. It's not as much fun further on down the line as it is when you first get started. What's going on, Care Bear? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. And also, okay now. He says, why, sir? Why are you wearing dress socks? Please let me see your socks and shoes. Wait a minute. Wasn't that you yesterday asking to see my socks? What did you have a sock fetish, son? You got a sock fetish? What's going on? Well, maybe okay now is a girl. I hope so. Just don't listen, man. Don't do no. Come on, don't come through doing no fruity shit. That's not really the place for that. Listen, you live your lifestyle the way you want to live your lifestyle, but that ain't we ain't doing that over here. I live and let live, but anyway, yeah. So you may have to let go of the way that you were before, even though the way you were before was enjoyable, but it packed on somewhere between 50 and 100 pounds onto you. Now you've had to buy all new clothes and all that kind of stuff. You can't fit none of the fly slim shit that you used to rock before. You got to make a change. So it's different. It's hard. It can be difficult. It can be difficult. Making a lifestyle change also involves changing your mindset. But once you start eating better, once you start exercising, you're going to really, really start to feel better. Feel better in a rare way. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be rare. So that's one situation where you might have to let something go even though you like it. You know, those nights at the steakhouse, the premium steakhouse. Like, give me a big quadruple shot of Henny. Give me the biggest, fattest, thickest steak you have. And also, pile on the mashed potatoes, the garlic mashed potatoes. You pile on the potatoes, the garlic mashed potatoes. And let me get some cream corn. Yeah. Got it going on. And I got some side veggies, but they dripped in butter. You know how it goes. It's dripped in butter. You know how it goes. But yeah, have to let it go, even though you like it. When you have to let it go, even though you like it. Make sure y'all hit the like button, y'all. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, what's going on? Bacon PS3 PSP. Now that's what I'm talking about. How long have you had that name? The PSP was a hell of a game system, boy. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And the PSP, I used to love the PSP. Man, remember when they came out with that garbage? Oh, you came out with Bacon PS3, PSP in 2006, and that's definitely when the PSP was popping. That thing was on fire. And then they came out with the Vista. Now we don't have any handheld Sony game. I never thought that the Nintendo Switch would beat the PSP, but it did. It did. What up, Philly? Thanks for coming through, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Y'all been coming through on the night tip. I appreciate that. Bacon PS3 PSP said Campton line overnight for the PS3. What? Remember the first PS3? Even though it didn't have as great of a processor than the later models, but it had the memory card slide on this shit. That thing was on fire. Remember, they only had the 20 gig and the 60 gig. And that seemed like a lot of memory then, right? What's 60 gig? That's one game now. We might even, matter of fact, one game of Call of Duty is more than 60 gigs with all them add-ons and shit. Thanks for coming through, y'all. But yeah, when you have to let it go, okay, you know what, Bacon PS3, PSP, I got a scenario for you right there. Now, if you are a serious gamer, you know, you may have relatives and friends or maybe your girl or whatever who complains that you play too much. Now, if you're a gamer who competes online and you get money from this, like you a serious gamer, you know, that's one thing. You may not have to make any hard decisions because that may be how you make a living. But if you're just the type that likes to go online and play and maybe, you know, bet with your friends or form a clan and things like that, You may be neglecting your woman, neglecting your children, maybe even if you're engulfed in the game, skipping work. All kinds of shit can happen when you're a gamer. All kinds of shit can happen when you're a gamer. So for a time, you're showing addictive behavior. My man said balance is the key. Right. But sometimes as a gamer, your sense of balance doesn't match up with other people's sense of balance. Their sense of balance wants you to stop playing altogether. Your sense of balance is like, listen, I'm going to reduce it to just 4 hours a day. Just 4 hours a day. But there may come a time when you may have to make a hard sacrifice and actually look at how long you play and whatever. You know, like here it is, your kids' kindergarten graduation, and you was home like, all right, I'm gonna just finish up this thing and I'll be right back. Baby girl is doing pirouettes, ballet, and you home like, I'm gonna be right there. You know what I mean? I'll be there. So anyway, although gaming may be a really, really important part of your life and something that you really, really enjoy, you might have to let it go for a little while. You love it. You like it. You love it. It's enjoyable. But you might have to let it go. At least for a little while. Until you can get some other things together. Until you can start taking care of your responsibilities. And that's just an example. I'm not saying that you're there. But anybody with any gamer within the sound of my voice knows what I'm talking about. Like, yo, it can get deep. It can get deep. So, yeah. Having to let it go even though you like it. Like, man. I don't know what you're talking about. And every November, you know the new Call of Duty come out. In the beginning of November, you know the new Call of Duty is coming out. And then you're going to go and schedule Thanksgiving right there in November. Well, I can't make it. Well, I can't make it. Call of Duty come out every November. Why you go and schedule Thanksgiving right in the middle of that release date? Shit, you knew it was coming up. I've been telling you about it all year. What? Look, tell your mom, you know, tell your people, tell everybody I said hi. I'll be there. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. You know, right after I'll be there. I'll be there. But you know, might have to let it go even though you like it. Have to let it go even though you like it. I hadn't even gotten into some of the things like, all right, even though we could be talking about a video game system, we could be talking about a particular video game or an activity. We could be talking about something that you own, like a car that you know, like, for example, I own some vintage, some old ass cars. Like, for example, when my dad passed a few years ago, he gave me a BMW 740i, a 2000 740i. I went and got it painted, got it fixed up. The thing was running, that thing floated. But the thing is a money pit. It is. It's a cash cow. It's just milk and milk and milk. If anybody within the sound of my voice has ever had a BMW, period, you know that thing ain't nothing but a bill. It eats and eats and eats. I don't care if it's a new BMW. I don't care if it's a later one owner used. It doesn't matter. Those things, they don't make them like they used to. So if you have a car like that or an Audi, because it doesn't matter what Audi you get, it's a piece of shit. It doesn't matter what Audi that you get, it's guaranteed to be nothing but a piece of shit. It doesn't matter what kind of Audi you get. Yeah, TT, yeah, it's a piece of shit. I don't care if it's the A4 up to A8. It doesn't matter. The shit will never be straight. And the hate is going to come across you with your wallet because you will have to put a lot of money inside it. You bad ass hell. But the shit ride good than a motherfucker. And you yell, yo, baby, I'm just take this couple of grand. I get this fixed, and it's gonna be all right. No, it ain't. If the thing says Audi on it, you gonna spend money. If it say BMW, you gonna spend money. Even if it's a Benz, you gonna spend money. Anything from Germany, Volkswagen, yeah, Porsche. Volkswagen, Porsche, and Audi are all owned by Volkswagen. If you didn't know, now you know. And the Volkswagen might be the best built out of all of them. But anyway, so you might have to let the car go. It may mean something to you. My dad's car means something to me. That's the only reason why I'm holding on to it. But it's going to cost me money. It could never be my everyday car because it ain't built for that. It's just not built for it. He wasn't driving it every day. So I have to have another car because that can't be my primary car. I have to have another car that's reliable. That doesn't keep me in the mechanic shop all the time. Tinker, tinker, tinker. So I might the time may come where I don't feel like getting it registered, where I don't feel like getting it inspected, where I don't feel like putting premium gas in. The time may come. And I might have to let it go. My daddy, he told me to let it go when he gave it to me. He said, listen, sell it. Because he knew. You're going to waste a bunch of money on this thing. He told me to sell it. I was like, shit. When you go, it's going to be like me and you riding and we floating. The thing runs, when it's running, the shit runs like nothing I ever drove before. That shit is floating. If you know if you ever rode in the big boy BMW, you know that thing. You be like, you'll do 120. Not that you should be doing that kind of speed. But if you do that speed in that thing, you ain't feeling it. It's like, I feel like this is a plane. If you're riding a plane only 150 miles per hour, that's slow. That's slow flying. That's how it feels. It can handle, but I might have to let it go. I like it. The thing look nice. I got it painted. That thing be shining. Put new lights on it. I don't even have the original BMW light. Them got aftermarket lights. Them shits is bright. Them shits is bright. It's like getting rid of your security blanket. Like, yo, you too old. You too old to be running around here with a teddy bear. Like, yeah, but this is Mr. Bear. You want me to get rid of Mr. T? Yeah, Mr. T. Yeah, Mr. Teddy. You got to get rid of Mr. T. It's time to get rid of Mr. T. Or your Linus blanket. You got to get rid of that Linus blanket, son. It's time to go. Even though you like it. Even though, you might keep getting it fixed up. People keep asking you. I know everybody listening to this has something that they keep fixing up that people keep telling them to replace and stop fixing it up. Everybody has their little thing. Okay, hold on. Let me see what y'all talking about. All right, okay now. Okay, all right, okay now. Here you go. Boom, socks. Look. I'm a little multicolored right here. You know what I mean? They match with I like my little, even though they look like dress shoes, these are by Echo, and they got the soft bottom. They're actually very comfortable, to be honest with you. They look dressy, but they're actually very comfortable. Yeah. But anyway, all right. You good? Okay. Bacon PS3. He says, I miss my Pontiac. Pontiac is a good car. Okay, Bacon PS3 says, I am a commercial truck driver. I have my Class A. I've been driving commercially for 10 years. I bring this up because I am looking for something new, and you are speaking facts. That's what's up. Oh, so you ready to change careers? Dang, man, but you know, when you got a CDL, that's your ticket to ride for life. I've known people who stopped driving the big rigs or stopped driving like a transportation bus, you know, and just drove the school bus. The thing is, school bus money ain't good money. You know, it ain't consistent enough. You know, you only, picking up in the morning and dropping off in the afternoon. It ain't enough. It ain't enough. So have you thought about getting your own truck and starting your own company? Because that's probably the best advice I could give you. Now, the trucks are expensive, but because you're in the industry, you could probably, okay, so you have thought about that. Yeah, that might be the way to go. Like if you're away from your family all the time and you're tired of doing that, you might do it a little bit longer, get yourself enough to get a little rig, get some contracts, because trucking is really, 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 really popping right. I'm sure I don't have to tell you, but you can get contracts. You can get contracts. There's a blogger that I listen to a lot, and he actually, raps about battle rap, and he does his blogs in his truck, and he only got like a little van. He got a little van, a little what do you call a long van or whatever. But he has a little van, and one minute he'll be in LA, next minute he in Texas, next minute he all the way in Jersey, Philly, New York, down in Alabama. Like, he'd be everywhere. And I think he's from Georgia, like around the Atlanta area. Now he's doing it himself because I don't think he has drivers. But if you get a truck and you get a driver or get some drivers, that would allow you to spend more time with your family and stuff like that. It's something to think about. Gabriel says, I see people with no experience doing it. Mm-hmm. And he says, I'm local. Right, straight truck. I mean, you can't beat the money. It's crazy. Those trucking contracts, those, it's crazy. I mean, it's a hell of a living. The CDL, that thing is gold. I look at a CDL like a master plumber's license. You're gonna eat. The thing about having a CDL, you can eat when you want to eat. Like I'm not going to do no runs for a week or two or whatever. I'm gonna go on vacation, or I'm gonna take care of my body a little bit more, because you on the road. So, but actually, this goes in line with the whole topic what we're talking about. Even though trucking may be something that's good to you and something that you really enjoy, you might have to let it go on a certain level in order to have more of something else later on. So, it's just something to think about. I don't normally give out advice, because one thing I understand is that you have your experiences, and your experiences affect you in a different way than I could ever understand. And I respect that. I really do. I respect that. So you have to make decisions that are going to make you feel good, that are going to work for you, that are going to put you where you need to be. And the emotional toll that it might take on you is definitely something that I could never really understand without being in your shoes. So, I'll throw a few suggestions out there about how you can, make some adjustments. But look, ain't no feeling. This is one thing I know. Ain't no feeling like you sitting in one place and checks coming in and you ain't got to break your back. You ain't got to use a jack. You ain't no hand truck. No nothing. You know what I'm saying? No truck stop food. No supplements to help you stay up and hey. Ain't nothing wrong with being a boss. Not a damn thing. Yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, but shit. People act like being an employee don't carry no responsibility. Shit, how you think you remain an employee? Okay, now he says, yeah, I mean, I make good money, but I'm scared someone is going to hit me when. And you know what? That's a legitimate ass concern. Because the longer you are out there, the greater likelihood, just like people who are cab drivers. Listen, man, you out there in them streets, you see accidents all the time. It's just like the lottery. The balls will come through with those numbers that you pick someday. So, but I'm going to say this, and I'm sure that everybody listening to the show will agree. We all wish you well. As a matter of fact, we hope and pray for you. You know what I mean? That you will be covered and protected while you out there. God and the ancestors will look out for you. You just keep doing the right thing. But, stay alert. Of course, you can just do what you've been doing. Be safe by all means. Okay. Appreciate it. Appreciate the blessings in return. Now, before we get out of here, we got to get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. When you have to let go of a lover, even though you like them, you don't want to do it. But I'm going to do it different. I'm going to do it differently this time. I'm not going to talk about being in a toxic relationship where, y'all been fighting and that even though they make you happy, they make you sad. And, I'm not going to talk about cheating and all that, except for one little thing. You may be in a situation where you have to let go of your side chick or a love interest. Maybe even somebody you haven't even involved yourself with yet. Or should I say you haven't seriously involved yourself with yet, because getting involved with them would really put your family, spouse, and your life in jeopardy. So even though, this little thing over here, this glass of water, this thing over here with the boom and the bow and the boom, I'm trying to make it open the legs and make room for me. You might have to let it go. Even if y'all just having conversations, you might have to let it go, because that's still a form of cheating, and you are splitting your energy with somebody else. So although it almost seems worth the risk, and maybe they are familiar with your situation and they willing to split atoms with you. They willing to split atoms with you. But in your heart of hearts, you got to let that go. You got to let it go. You like it, and you wish things could be different, and maybe one day if y'all were both free, you would make it different. But right now, you got to let it go. Thank you, PS3 says. One question before I go. What's one thing you've learned since you've walked this earth you feel everyone you should know? Wow, one thing. I'll say this. The one thing that I've learned through all my travels is that you got to keep going no matter what. No matter how hard something hits you, no matter what the devastation is, no matter how many people you have to live behind, life goes on. No matter what decision you make, no matter how many hearts you break, no matter how many times your heart gets broken, no matter how many times you get disappointed, feel abandoned, feel stranded, you got to keep going. You have an example to set for those who are paying attention to you. And you never know who's paying attention to you until they make themselves known. But it may be your children looking. It may be, you may be giving inspiration to somebody that you never even thought about. Sometimes when two people are having a conversation, it's somebody all the way over there that's paying attention more than the person that you were talking to. So here you are sending and receiving information, sending and receiving energy to somebody that you are talking directly to. But this one over here that you don't even see in your peripheral vision is the one receiving the message that you are sending. The person right here might not be getting it, but this person over here, they like, yo, that's what I needed. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. It is worth the fight. I think that's probably the one lesson that I've had to learn through all of the struggle, through all of the disappointments, through all of the failures, through all of the triumphs, through all of the things all of the times when I wish it could be like it was before. I realized that you can't go back. Life goes on. How many people fell victim to the streets? Wait. Something, little nigga. There's a heaven for a G. Be a lie if I tell you that I never thought of death. My niggas, we the last ones left. But life goes on. That's about the wisest thing Tupac ever said. I love that song. Care Bear says, I've had to let someone go that I really like because our views on being an employee and also spending time were vastly different. Yeah. Fundamental differences. Those are the things I believe will separate you more than anything else. Fundamental differences, like the things that create your foundation, the place from which you want to build. When you're not on the same page with somebody with that, it's hard. It's hard. Okay. Oh, and also spending. Oh, you mean like spending money, Care Bear? Okay. That's real shit. That's real shit. But yeah, you might have to let a lover go. You might have to let a spouse go. Some people have had to let their whole family go. You got to keep yourself safe. And safety is more than just keeping yourself out of physical harm. In order to feel comfortable, you have to feel safe. You have to feel like you can express yourself. You have to feel like you're not being judged harshly or incorrectly with everything that you do. So you got to find a way to get to that safe space. And when you get to that safe space, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. But the person that you with might not make you feel all right. You ever been with somebody that accuses you of everything because they're so afraid or ashamed to lose you? Or maybe they doing some dirt on the side. That's why maybe that's fueling their jealousy. But they just don't know how to relax. And because they don't know how to relax, they won't let you relax. Sometimes you might have to let that go. No, they didn't do anything bad to you, but they're not doing anything good for you. Oh, they didn't do nothing bad to you, but they're just not doing anything good for you. Ooh. You might have to let it go. You might have to let it go. Feels like another love TKO. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious February 14th, February 15th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them, making them feel special because they are, special because they are, special because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T, they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T, they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T, they get number one out the box. Mia Claxton, happy birthday to you. And also Stacy McMillan, turning 57 years old today. And also Colleen Johnson, and she's a go-getter, turning 62 years old today. Happy birthday to you, Colleen. And also Angela Shaw, turning 57 years old today. And Shay Clark, happy birthday to you. And Judith Marsha Jones, turning 56 years old today. And Luciana Destine, turning 34 years old today, and Pamela Muhammad, turning 63 years old today, and Anissa Miller Young, happy birthday to you. And last but certainly not least, my girl Mary Hatterson. She's like family. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious February 15th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on it, do the damn, the rock out, rock on it, do the damn, rock out, rock on it, do the damn thing, you do the thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings, you do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, sometimes you might have to let it go, even though the thing gives you pleasure, even though you think it's cute, even though you rationalize that you can make something out of nothing, even if it has potential to you, even if you think that all it needs is a little bit of love. A little bit of love is all it takes. A little bit of love goes a long, long way. A little bit of love is all it takes. Sometimes you might have to let it go. Some things aren't meant to get better. Better might not be an option in all things. And unfortunately, sometimes somebody might have to let you go. You might be the thing that they have to let go. But letting go is a two-way street. You can't let go and hold on at the same time. You can't let go and hold on at the same time. I know we be trying to do it. Take it back to that example about being on a diet. All right, I can just cut down on things. I don't have to eliminate them. Well, you're not going to get the results that you want until you eliminate them. You got to get them out of here, son. They got to get out of here, son. At least until you get back right. But trying to hold on and let go at the same time, or let go. Or trying to let go and hold on at the same time. No. One or the other. One or the other. One foot in front of the other. One or the other. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. Love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night for another daily Go-Getterism show. So y'all take it light. Do the right thing. Please hit that like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. I appreciate y'all coming through. I really do. Thanks for subbing, Bacon PS3 PSP. Yo, I ain't never gonna forget that name. That thing is hot. And I hope to see you again. All right, so y'all. So be safe. Peace. All righty.